Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Center Grove Sports Show here at Campbell's Island Grill. Kevin Conrad, your host, and tonight we're featuring the Center Grove volleyball team. Here in our opening segment, we have a few of the volleyball players with us. First, we'll start with Ashley Eck, senior. And Ashley, welcome back to the show. And hard to believe your volleyball season's now complete, but it was a great one for your senior year.
Yeah, I mean, we're all pretty upset about how we finished, but I think we're proud overall of, the whole season, and I think just we're all going to miss each other. I know, we all were best friends, and it's just tough to end on a note like that, but it was a lot of fun.
Well, let's recap some of the highlights this year. County champs, MIC champs. Of course, you won the sectional and the regional, and get back to the semi-state Final Four. Got that first match or first game against Newcastle, and then they won the next three and went on to win the state championship. But maybe talk about that deep tournament run that you had this year in the state tournament.
I think that we definitely shocked a bunch of people, and winning regionals was a really big deal for all of us, especially since Providence beat us the past 2 years, and beating them this year was a really big moment for us. And I think that going into semi-state, we knew what we had to do, we were ready, and it was just it didn't turn out the way we wanted to, and I think we were all really upset about that, but overall proud of what we did and accomplished this season. So I think it wasn't something to hang our heads over, because Newcastle's a really good team, but it was just unfortunate for us.
Maybe talk a little more about the regional, because I know Providence, that's also been a tough team to beat, and you guys get it done this year. Talk about that big win.
Yeah, I think we started off really strong, 2-0, I think, first sets, and then it was we kind of not slacked off, but we kind of let down third and fourth set, and then after that, I think we knew we had to win that fifth set, because we weren't about to lose to them for the third time in a row, because we've heard people at our school, and they're oh, you're gonna lose, and I think it really motivated us and pushed us to win and just get over that milestone.
So you had to dig deep in that one, it sounds like.
Yeah, for sure.
When you reflect back on your time here at Center Grove, your volleyball career, it's not over. I know you got to go to Indiana State next, but maybe just talk about your 4 years here at Center Grove.
I think it was all 4 years were a lot of fun. It was really fun to meet new people, and just the seniors ahead of me, and I think that they really led the way for me and the other seniors, and I think having them lead by example, let us 9 seniors do the same for the other girls in our class. And it was just a lot of fun playing with each and every one of the girls freshman to senior year, and it was just a really great experience.
So now you're trying to balance volleyball with basketball. You're in the basketball season. How do you get it all done?
I don't know. I just try to do my schoolwork at school, and then I go to club practice for volleyball after basketball practice after schools, and I have games and practice. It's just I don't know.
You've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while.
This is probably what's normal, right?
Yeah, it's what I'm used to. So.
Well, next up, you're on a full ride scholarship to Indiana State to play volleyball. Tell us a little bit about this.
I'm really excited. I'll be with Jamie, and I just really like the coaches, and we went to our camp for our volleyball camp over the summer, and it was really cool meeting all the commits that are going there too, and they're a lot of fun to hang out with. I really like all the players. We just had our official visit, and I really like all the players that are there now, and I think it's going to be a great time there. Great
volleyball season, great career. All the best to you at Indiana State.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next up, we'll talk to sophomore Katie Eganoff. And Katie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
First time you've been on the show.
Yeah.
You didn't make it to our kickoff show, did you, earlier in the year?
No.
Well, tell me, how'd your sophomore year go for you?
Well, it started off a bit rocky. I was really bad. I switched positions, so it was really difficult. But, the seniors in the team, they made me feel comfortable and knew it was okay if I made mistakes, and that I would get better as the season went on.
You guys made this great run in the state tournament. Just talk about that experience for you to get this chance to play in the sectional and the regional, and against obviously a very good team in Newcastle in the semi-state.
Yeah, it really just was an amazing experience. It's hard to explain because you have your best friends around you, and you're playing the game you love, and all you want to do is keep going. It's you win, you keep going, you lose, you go home, and you don't want to lose. You just want to keep playing with them.
So maybe talk about the great senior class. You got 2 great ones here with us tonight, but just talk about playing with this great group and how much you're going to miss them.
Yeah, well, a bunch of them are my best friends, and it'll suck next year without them, but I know that even like the younger classmen and like everyone around us we're all super close, and like they're a great class. They're super encouraging. They know when like tell you like you need to get your stuff together, but they also like know when to pick you up like if you're having a rough game or something.
Well, tell me what your off season looks like. I know you play club volleyball, but what things are you working on now to get ready for next year?
Definitely my back row. Since I didn't play back row this year, I want to like be a 6 rotation player and then just keep getting better in all areas to be the best I can be for the team next year.
So after this great run this year, I'm sure you put high expectations on yourself, but also your teammates for next year.
Yeah.
Maybe give us a little bit of a preview next year. Is this a team that can make a return trip to the semi-state?
Yeah, I want to beat Providence again for sure, just to show them like it wasn't a one-time thing. Like I want to get them again, and then of course take down Newcastle.
Do you think Newcastle is going to be good again next year, or to this level?
I think they still have an insane amount of talent, so they're going to be a good team no matter what. Even like their freshmen and their JV team they're not like their only few players for their seniors. Like their entire like program is really talented.
Well, Katie, thanks for being on the show. Great sophomore year. Good luck with the off season and next year.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have senior Jamie Brown joining us, and Jamie, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me about your senior year. How'd this go for you this year?
It was a great year. I got to play with all my best friends. We made it really far in the tournament, like we've all said. It was just a really fun experience and a great way to end high school volleyball.
How about for you, a big highlight, a big moment? Was there a big game for you this year somewhere?
Well, Providence was
Providence.
a big one.
Yeah,
obviously.
just maybe from your standpoint, we heard Ashley talk about it. Maybe just your thoughts about this Providence win.
It was huge. The crowd was amazing. The energy in the gym was insane, so it made it all the more fun. So, I don't know, it was just really fun.
Maybe talk about that Newcastle match. It sounded like you guys came out, won the first set, got off to a great start, but just couldn't quite hold it. But maybe talk about that opening win.
Yeah, we came out really strong. We had a game plan going into it, and I think we followed that game plan, and I just don't think it was in our favor. The cards weren't in our favor, but I think we played well, and it was a good game. It just wasn't for us.
So everything you wanted to accomplish your senior year, obviously you wanted to get to state. That was the biggest goal, but outside of that, as far as your personal game, is it pretty much everything you wanted to accomplish and hope for this year?
I would say so. I think my offense was a lot stronger than it was last year, which is something that I wanted, and I think we did well as a team. I think we got really far, which was good. So.
And now you're in the off season. You're going to be headed to Indiana State, full ride scholarship, just like Ashley is. But what are you working on right now to get ready for the next step in your career?
I'm really working on my transitions, getting faster because the college game is a lot faster. So I need to be an option offensively. So that means I have to get a little faster.
Sure. How about the future for the Trojans? Sounds like they got a lot of talent coming back next year, but they're also losing a lot of seniors. But maybe a word or two about to the younger players and what you expect next year from this team.
I think they'll still be really strong, and I think that us seniors have laid a good example. We've set a good foundation, so I think they know what they're doing, and I think we have some key players coming back. So I think they'll still be strong. I think they're still going to be a threat.
All right, Jamie, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Great career. All the best to you at Indiana State.
Thank you.
All right. We'll have more of the show after this timeout.
Welcome to Campbell's Highland Grill.
Campbell's Highland Grill, a family-owned Scottish-American sports grill in Greenwood. Dig into appetizing American food that you'll love, as well as traditional Scottish fare. Family-friendly and great specials, too. Kids eat free on Tuesdays. Enjoy our tasty breakfast on the weekend. And free Sundays on Sunday.
The best thing to eat on the menu is the Berkeley Turkey Club. No way, the best thing on the menu is Bone BLT.
Campbell's Highland Grill in Greenwood.
Don't forget to top it off with Bellamy's bread pudding.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Center Grove Sports Show. Kevin Conrad, your host. Tonight we're talking about the Center Grove volleyball team. Now with us, a couple of freshmen from the JV and freshman team from this past year. And now we'll talk to Genevieve Kanajiski. I think I got it right?
Yes, you did.
All right. So freshman year, you got a chance to play junior varsity.
I did, yes.
So tell me about your season. How did it go for you? Making that transition from middle school volleyball to high school volleyball.
Yes, I was really excited for obviously getting to play with older people, because once I knew that I made JV, I mean, obviously I was ecstatic. And the opportunity to play with upperclassmen, people to give me more experience, definitely a new experience from middle school. That's what I was most looking forward to. Our season, we had a lot of ups and downs. In the beginning, it was kind of rough. We had a couple losses, and obviously that hurt us because you never want to lose your first season as any sport. But we ended up working really well together towards the end, and I feel like we came together in a way that showed not only the spirit of volleyball, obviously being teamwork, but we really represented Center Grove in the way that we played, and I think us coming together like that showed off our skill in a really positive way.
So you had great chemistry toward the end of the season, and just because of what, playing together over the course of the season, and tell us how that all developed.
Well, obviously there was a lot of chemistry that had to be created between all the players because, I mean, it's such a team environment. Everybody has to know everything about everyone. So obviously there's a learning curve to it. Everybody had to, get to know each other. And I feel like we had a great group of girls, and there was a lot of friendships, and I made so many new friendships. I mean, people that I still and will hopefully stay in contact with for as long as possible because, I mean, they're really great girls. And not only that, but having our coach as a influencer and a mentor for all of us, I feel like we had a lot of great conversations where he really went in depth, not only just our playing, but our attitude and the environment we create as a team on the court. So I feel like that really contributed to a lot of it.
Also, a lot of great seniors this year.
Yes.
Maybe talk about the foundation that they were able to put down and to help you and understand what this program is all about.
I feel like the main thing that I took away from that group was just how important it is to be a leader on the court. I mean, so many great plays, so many great games where I saw such, I mean, the way they played is incredible to watch. Specifically, just to mention a name, MJ Hamill, the way that she gets on the court and plays such a leader-light role, it's really inspiring to me. And I mean, every single one of the seniors, watching them contribute together and play it such as a team. I mean, you watch the way they're like a working machine on the court. It's so obvious how close they are, and I want that bond with my teammates, so it's definitely very inspiring for me.
Now, what are you working on here in the off season to get ready for your sophomore year?
Well, I just made my team for club volleyball at the academy, and I'm very excited to start my season. I have my first practice tomorrow, actually. And I'm hoping that in the off season I can really strengthen my skills and get better at working with new teammates, of course, because I get to meet a lot of new people.
All right, Genevieve, thanks for being on the show.
Yes.
All the
Thank you,
best,
too.
and we'll talk to you soon. All right, next up, another freshman joining us now, Riley Ebert. And Riley, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, you played freshman volleyball this year. How did this season go for you this year?
We definitely had some ups and downs, but I feel like coming out of it and getting like the wins and the success at the end definitely paid off, and a lot of like bonds were created going through those like harder, rougher parts of the season.
So being around the high school program, especially the seniors, things you learn about the program from the seniors this year?
Definitely like sportsmanship and always having like a positive attitude. Like there were some like terrible plays, or not plays, I'm sorry. There were some really bad like calls, and literally you wouldn't see one bad expression on their face. They just shook it off, and you never saw emotion get to any of the girls, and that's just really inspiring to the younger girls on JV and freshmen.
Now, how about you personally? How did you develop this year as far as your game? How did you feel like you improved?
I feel like I improved in definitely like playing smart and watching, like keeping your eye on really everything, even like where you want to put the ball, and then where it's going when it comes back, and just communication and where everybody is.
Communication, that is so key in volleyball, to know where everybody's supposed to be, the chemistry, kind of about what you were saying with the chemistry, but I think a lot of that comes back just being able to communicate well with your teammates. Maybe talk about the importance of the communication.
Communication is really important because like when you're all coming together as a team and you need to like mix well, not only off the court and on the court, but we all need to take leadership and just blend together in like that kind of way.
Now, you're in the off season. Are you playing some club volleyball now?
Yes.
Where do you play?
I play at the academy.
Now, what do you want to work on in particular here in this off season to get ready for next year?
Mainly leadership, taking control of a situation and just letting it go. Mainly like big situations, small ones, really anything.
Well, I think on that, we'll wrap up this segment. Thank you for being on the show. All the best with your off season and good luck next year.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll have more of the show after this timeout. And welcome back, everybody, to the Center Grove Sports Show here at Campbell's Island Grill. Our final segment here with the Center Grove girls volleyball team. Now joined us, the head coach, Chris Dew. And, Coach, first of all, thanks for being on the show with us.
Well, thanks for having us. I know it was a smaller crowd today. However, I think, it was a good opportunity for other girls to kind of get interviewed and get recognized. And it's always, great to be on the show, great to be here at Campbell's, and also just kind of closing the season.
Well, Coach, what a great season that you had. We had the kickoff show earlier in the year. I know the big goal was get to state, and you were one match away. I know Newcastle, very, very talented. You guys play them in the semi-state. You got that first game from them, but just couldn't quite get the other two.
Yeah, we came out, we had a really good game plan going in. We worked all week on, preparing for them, and that first set, we started down 6-0, but then once the girls got comfortable, they really turned it on, and we ended up, I think, surprising them and shocking them a little the first set. And, that second set could have gone either way. We lost the 25-23 second set, and I felt that we could have pulled that second set out. I think being up 2-0, number one team in the state and one of the top teams in the country, with their backs against the wall, they could have folded. So girls gave it their all, and it was just it was awesome, way to finish, the season. Yeah, we would have loved to be in the state finals. However, the senior class, it was great to, finish semi-state, Final Four, and that was one of our huge goals this year, was to be a regional champ, and they definitely did it. So.
Let's say, Coach, let's talk about that regional championship. Providence, also a very quality program, as everybody knows. You finally got over the hump with Providence, and you beat them. I think you got up, 2-0, and then they came back and tied it 2-2, and it came down to that fifth set. But maybe talk about this great win.
Yeah, Providence has been a roadblock, the last, ever since they moved up to 4A. Center Grove's always drawn them either the first round or the second round of regionals, and the senior class, ran into them a couple of years in a row, and I knew this senior year, their senior year, that they were geared to finally get over the hump against Providence. And, we jumped out to that 2-0 lead. We were looking comfortable, and, Providence, we knew they were going to battle back. They're a very talented team. They have one loss all year, ranked top 20 nationally, and they came back those next two sets kind of firing against us. And that fourth set, it was really close to the end of the game. We ran out of subs. We had some players that have never played positions before. Our big 6'3" middle was stuck in the back row. Our little 5'4" DS was stuck in the front row. And, Providence ended up getting us, 26-24. But then that fifth set, they jumped out to his 2-0 lead. And then after that, our girls started rolling. So I think once they gained that momentum, they weren't looking back. They knew that they had Providence, and they, knew that they were finally going to, make that Final Four run.
I think when you look back, you achieved everything you probably thought you were going to achieve this year. County, mix, sectional, regional, and like I said, it's very competitive in the semi-state. But I think you were able to achieve about everything you wanted to here as a team. We did. We have 9 seniors, so always when you have a large senior class, you're kind of anticipating that you're going to have a lot of success. The senior group that we have a ton of leadership on the group. We have 4 seniors that played 4 years of varsity. The senior class overall, they ended up
as a total record for all 4 years of 114 and 30, which is very impressive. And I just, we anticipated having success. However, we did, run into a lot of adversity throughout the year. We've had, a lot of players go down with injuries. Ashley, our libero, had a set for 10 matches this year, but I think running into that adversity throughout, the season, I think it helped strengthen us in areas we might have struggled with, early on. And I think by the end of the year, we were really, rolling with all, on all cylinders. And I just think, winning that regional and making it to the Final Four, I think, really says a lot about these seniors, and just to finish their careers the way they did, is really, a tremendous accomplishment for those girls. And I think, moving forward, all those freshmen, sophomores, and juniors moving up, have, a lot to look forward to. And, they were looking up to these seniors all the time. These seniors were great leaders, and I think, the future is very bright for the program.
Yeah, Coach, maybe talk about, the future, the next year. Obviously, you're losing an incredible senior class. And they laid the foundation. I mean, you're right, providing that great leadership for the younger players. But maybe just a snapshot of what you expect next year with the team.
Yeah, we do return. Trying to think now. Jenna Otto, the Hamels have set Center Grove, or Taylor Hamill and MJ Hamill, who's a senior this year. The last 8 years, the Hamels have always been running the offense, and this is the first year that someone else gets to step in and run the show. So I know Jenna's been waiting a long time for her to get her opportunity. So her senior year, she'll finally get the opportunity to run the offense. We have a big gun on the outside, Katie Eganoff. She had an awesome sophomore year this year. She was one of the big reasons we were very successful. So she returns. We have Avery Halabar, who I consider her a redshirt freshman. She was her freshman year, didn't play at all, and then this year as a sophomore, she got some varsity time, got to gain some varsity experience. Riley McMahon, she's another key component or key player for next year. When Ashley Eck had to step in and set, Riley stepped in and was libero, so she got a lot of good experience this year. And then we have a couple others, Caitlin Kennedy, Emma Goss, a couple girls that kind of played JV and also played a little varsity as well. And then we have a good freshman class coming up as well. A lot of girls that were on the JV, getting some varsity practice time and, things like that. So I think next year, we do lose 9 seniors. So it's always, you lose a big group like that. It's always tough to replace them, but I think this group that's coming in, we have a lot of talent, and I think we're going to have another solid season next year.
Coach Dew, we appreciate you coming in again and being on our show. All the best with the off season, and good luck next year.
Thanks so much, and thanks for having us, and look forward to doing it again.
All right, that's going to wrap up our show from Campbell's Island Grill. Until next time, this is Kevin Conrad saying so long, everyone.